see. Yes, it started. Hello, blender folks. Welcome back. I'm Pxy-STREAM, and we are continuing with our not so experimental progress now on pelvis rigging. That is the hips thigh joint on this sort of stylized 3D cartoon character, anime cartoon character, whatever. It's this personal style here. Let's check the. I always have difficulty finding these tabs. So I have the annotations here. So basically, I'll be these. Can I hide stuff here? The mesh. Let's see. The mesh and the armature. Okay, so I have this. Yeah, we don't see very well. And here, yeah. Okay, so I have this model sheet. Yeah, it's not very good to check here, unfortunately, but whatever. So I'm adapting 2D to 3D, and because I'm an animator, I don't have much experience with 3D animation, but we are going to get to it. I'm a 2D rigger in the sense that I draw a lot of sketches, and then I prefer drawing a lot of random sketch than making 2D traditional animation, right? I prefer drawing rigging, than actually making storytelling with drawings, like with illustrations, comics, and even 2D animation. So, but I'm an animator, so I want to. That's why I migrated to 3D because with Blender, because Blender is open source, free, and very powerful nowadays, and also because okay, so let's go back here. And also because 3D animation is tasty, right? It takes a lot of time, right? But we don't have to draw all the time. Yeah, so it's like, but then we have to face rigging and that's why I cannot stop rigging, but eventually this character will be solved. Let me reset this because this is wrong. Something about some wrong pose here that was saved. Okay. What if I cancel this and get back? Yeah, it's safe. Okay, it's working. So basically, continuing here, folks, what I was doing in the end. So we have these separate bones there. They are called. These are mechanisms that we don't get from a simple thigh rotation in rigging, in organic rigging. So the thigh rotation, right, it goes like that, back bending, then we have even a side bending that I will fix later. It's the last thing I'm gonna do, but the order doesn't matter. But I'm currently doing like that. First sometimes I start with the back bending, then I do the front bending. Sometimes I start the front bending and then go but side bending is very important too. And because it's an interface between the two, it might be smart actually to start with the side bending, thinking about it. I think I've never started with the side bending, and then gradually move it to the back bending or the front bending and see what so probably in terms of optimization of workflow, my choice here was not very good. So in this case I started with the front, then the back and the side. So what's happening here is that when I figured out that it was good, but then I forgot to use this as to implement these transforms for these helper bones at the same time as I was doing for the because my strategy was to use another mistake, folks. So I was experimenting slightly. So I was implementing something that I never used before. I tried, but I never really used I wasn't considering using too much. So it's action bone constraints for what would be a output oriented automation for those helper bones. So which bones need an automation? This one, but this is the mechanism fan bone, which just has got this sort of rotation, derotation, Then, because all these splines here, bendy bone splines, from actually their handle bones, which are just control bones, I can pose them, right? They are parented, offset to the, so all these bendy bones, which are actually the deformed bones for this is the fanny bone structure, this is the fan bone, I'm calling like that, but yeah, this is a concept, a method from, we can derive multiple methods from this fan bones method. So there are many techniques, and here what I'm doing is that I'm mixing up the the advanced the simple fan bone technique would be this, the derotator, with the fanny bone technique, which is would be the advanced fan bones technique, because it makes all these rotate, or actually derotate, like this derotates this part of the mesh which has the artifact. But this is not a deformed bone. The deformed bones are actually here, and this radical rotation, even though they are spline skinning, they still cause linear blend skinning or dual quaternion skinning artifacts, because they are rotating from their base. They are rotating in ways, I cannot explain this properly, but because of this rotation they are causing artifacts. However, because this whole structure based on this mechanism bendy bone, which also could be a deformed helper bone, right, a deformed fan bone, I can ignore this and only use this derotator deformed main fan bone, and it would still solve the artifacts there and a little there, more here actually, this horrid volume loss there, yeah, another stuff that happened there. So what that does, we have the type bone, which has got, yeah, the wave painting are probably wrong here, but whatever, right? Yeah, okay, so how did I do that? I thought I could only do that on edit mode. So if I go on edit mode, okay, so I can unhide edit mode mesh from wave paint mode. That must be a Blender 4 upgrade, whatever. Anyways, that was helping me to avoid, but I needed to avoid to facilitate wave painting. But anyways, I needed to show the wave painting just to contextualize, right, folks? So here, this is the type wave painting. Then this, yeah, it has got wave painting. It should be probably this, but it's not a deformed bone, so this is just old stuff. I was using it as a deformed bone. It works. We can do that, and we can ignore all the rest and use it from more. Have all of these deformed bones, just as this being a deformed bone. They're just stack waves, ratios, maximum equal to 1. Doesn't matter. What matters, however, if those bones were not following this bone major derotation, then I would be splitting the rig, and that will be destructive to what this main fan bone is trying to do, which is already doing, I mean as a mechanism bone. So there's a derotation, you see, it starts to derotate on any direction that the type rotates. So it's basically it's parent, the way, there should be many ways to do it. I just parented it to the type bone, then full alignment, exact same starting joint point, right? They are matching. It's exactly the same, exactly the same. Yes, you see, and then finally this gets copy rotation bone constraints. The way I did that in Blender, so very simple. Invert on all axes, because we want all axes to derotate only that part of the mesh. Yeah, we can have some light waves elsewhere, but it can become complicated if we, ideally this should be this, we start conceptually, I think the waves, yeah, actually I did it wrong. I need to correct this sometime. Ideally whatever is the wave from the thigh bone, let's say it's this, I copy that waves to whatever fen or fanny bone, exactly the same waves. I think there's some operator, now this is complicated, but yeah, we must clone these waves, right? And then as we go there, we need just to take off waves, reduce. So in the case, this is a reduction of the, maybe there are some mistakes here because I probably have wave phase. So I'm not using this anyway, so probably I could delete these waves, but for now I am keeping it. Maybe I want to make some tests later, and so it will help to already have this. Yeah, having slight errors won't compromise the rig, but it's less technical, right? And this is to be very accurate, so we don't want those. So assuming, so there's this, then same for these fanny bones, we just take off waves, and the idea here, I already have wave painted all of them. They will have all around the joint area and near the upper thigh, just like this. Maybe I could expand this to this direction, so maybe I did something wrong here. It would be better to push these strong waves there, because artifacts still probably are strong there too. But here I have a great advantage. Those helper bones, which I'm calling fanny bones, you see, control fanny, pelvis, back, left, and this is the bendy bone, and this is the handle bone. So one of the start, and it's a looping, so one is at the same time the start handle of one bendy bone and the end handle of the another bendy bone. The order, let's see, here is not good to check. I need to go on here. So on edit mode, so you see, okay, so this bone is parented there, you see. So this is the start handle of this bendy bone here, and this is the end handle of here, and then they loop same way. That, of course, this has a stretch to here, and that's it. And these are parented all to the fan bone, which here is a mechanism bone. It could be a deformed bone, already explained why. But I don't need it to be a fan bone, because these are taking its fan bone, its waves, so they don't compete. They don't need to compete in waves, so these get stronger waves all on their localized thing, and they are very important. They are still sharing waves, so blended waves with the thigh and a little with the hips and the other, that doesn't matter, but the hips, no, the lower spine here. And so all these mechanisms here, which is rotating all them in certain ways, this derotation is the major functionality of the main fan bone here, which purpose, as soon as we have good wave paint, like a reduced version, localized version of the type wave paint, which is not exactly the case, because as I painted these like manually, I did this was my mistake. I should have taken these waves, paste them or copy paste them here somehow, and there should be ways to do so. So clone waves and then take off and reach what I really want here. Alright, so that will be the accurate way to do. Maybe I need to fix that later or not. This will be perfectionist, because this is already working. So the great thing is that these major rotations here, or this, yes, if we ignore what the type is doing, this is major rotations, because it follows sort of with some delay the type. So this causes major rotations. So major rotations, as we know it for those skinning algorithms, the linear blend skinning and low quaternion skinning, not spline skinning. Spline skinning is different. So the rotation of the bendy bones along these, even the twist. So the bendy bone doesn't suffer the same artifacts. The only thing that can cause the bendy bones to suffer artifacts is when we rotate the this is very bizarre. I can't explain this. I'm not sure I even understand it. But yeah, if you have a bendy bone spline, basically we can still have artifacts if we have a rotation that affects like that. You see, the whole spline rotates. Oh, that will generate artifacts. It's like crossing all the that the spline skinning is doing. So it's like it's as if the spline skinning was suffering from linear blend skinning or dual quaternion skinning artifacts. So we cannot save. It's not foolproof. I mean, spline skinning doesn't mean it's foolproof of artifacts. Otherwise, we just make the entire thigh a bendy bone spline, and we'll never have artifacts. No, we'll have, because imagine if the thigh was a bendy bone. As soon as we rotate the bases there from the joint, these will suffer the same artifact that the same kind of artifact. So although the flexing of the bendy bone, the bendiness of the bendy bone along the bendy bone, this will be even twisting on y-axis or x, z, x, whatever we push rotate the handle by handle, we won't have, and push the handle, whatever, this won't cause artifacts, but rotation from the base will. So this is kind of crazy, and probably major rotation from the tail should also, although this is less, it can be done, I think. So probably will also cause artifact in that joint of the bone, right? So it's very complicated and obscure, but we are trying to, trying to explain that. So here, folks, okay, enough here of this explanation. So what we have here, let me open again this file so I can get back my easierly. That word doesn't exist, I think. So neologism. So yeah, I can get back this hidden mesh. So here I can continue doing my stuff. The problem, my mistake with the automation is that as I was doing the action bond constraint here for an output, let's see, here will be the one of the actions, the only one that I've made, but I need to make this action affect all these bones, except perhaps for the crotch. But so for each pose for the leg, the major pose, I should have an action, yes. So this is the action of the pelvis. We don't see here what it is, but let me go back here. So that would be so that will be the action I want for this pose here. So I want this pose, then probably I want the maximum bending. Yeah, we can even exaggerate a little more here, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to recreate this pose. Then I probably, there's side bending. Let's I probably allow myself to remake that. And then the diagonal posing, which I'm not sure that I have. I'm not sure that this is required, but that will be a front diagonal, front side, right? And a front back, something. Front back, no, back, side back, something like that, right? So yes, so I probably want to have, we'll try. So I'll have maximum probably, well, maybe because my rest position is that, which I'm not gonna re-explain that over and over again, why this is like that. I don't particularly recommend it unless you know what you're doing. So here, because I have this, then particularly I will need to consider that perhaps I need a special posing. Oh, I forgot the inner bending of the leg. Yeah, so something I should also expand here. Yeah, so I need to rework on this. Anyways, this will set actual value rotations for the type that this will have to be input data, so this cannot be output data, I think. However, that seems okay, except for the diagonal, because I don't know how we're gonna tell the blender when this is at the same time x like that, z like that. Y doesn't matter, y-axis. For at least I don't expect that to be useful, but that it could be for an even more organically advanced project, but I think I don't need. So x, y, so I'm not sure how I would develop this. However, how I'll tell Blender what this position means in terms of automation. But then, yeah, so 1, 2, yeah, I'm not going to, probably at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe a lot of, so each of them requires one action, but we'll start with the simplest ones. And then for each bone here would need to have the same bone constraint, so just copy paste, but the action in the action, so let's try to get this stuff here. Yeah, so in this pose, so I go on the only action I have, so it's a front. Why is this? This is wrong name. Let's change this immediately. So just a front bending here. Let's save. And this will have this animation, but I need to create animation for this bone, for this handle bone. No, yeah, all the 4 handle bones. If I had less handle bones, it would be less work, but then I would probably have less deform rig control over the mesh. And because this is a very sensible region, I've decided to use at least 4 splines. But this requires more experimentation, so maybe simplifying this would be more interesting, less work, and still perhaps pretty effective. What about 3 splines? What about 2 splines? Right? 1 spline, I think it won't work, because then the same spline circling around, that's a too strong effect, and then we sort of lose we just have one controller, so it's not good. It's probably not yeah, at least 2, I believe. Yeah, at least 2 will be required, even though stretched or very bendy bones on bendy bone splines, on rest position, as that will be the case, right? It's half circle. That is bad, usually difficult, or it was before I found a bug or old system they had for the deforms of bendy bones. They solved this on Blender 4. Apparently they got a better calculations for when the bendy bones are bent too much from the rest position. Now the calculations are better. This we can find on the on some upgrade data information for Blender 4, update notes, something like that. Yeah, so there's even pictures that's showing how, but it's complicated stuff. So folks, so action, currently you see I just have an action here, but let's copy that already to all these bones. So I'm gonna use an operator that so it's a simpler version, except I made a shortcut, Shift-Alt-C, to copy to, where is this one? So this will copy to all, and let me take the leverage belly, which is for the left side. Leverage, this I've just created, it's a new idea. leverage hips, so go up and down, and leverage buttocks. This needs some fixing, all of them. So let's they already have bone constraints for automations, but these are input based automations. What I'm gonna do, so let's, oh no, if I use this now, it will destroy these bone constraints. I want to keep them just for reference of what I've already I cannot, okay, done, and unselect. Hope this is unselect. Okay, let's accept that I need to go back here. Okay, now yes, now all of them except for this. Yeah, so this has action bone constraint, this has action bone constraint, this has action bone constraint, this 1, 2, and this kept its stuff. So these are input based transformation bone constraint, very, very useful, but they are analogs to some driver, but we're not. So what I'm gonna do, I'm disable that already, because yeah, this will distort my mesh a lot, but I have to restart all that nearly from scratch, because I want to get these inputs from the you see this is front bending. I want to achieve this from the action animation. So because this is front bending, I already know what it does. So basically we see that it is pushing the belly. The problem is that I don't know how you'll get this position that I've maybe I can do that. Okay, maybe there's a hold on, I think we can get that. Oh yeah, I think I can pose this with, of course, auto keying. I think I can. Okay, so maybe this will be a piece of cake. So do I have a shortcut for this? Anyone use shortcut for auto keying? It doesn't seem to have. Blender. Okay, never mind. Just click here. Eventually I'll find something good for that. So I'm just gonna insert a keyframe here, and apparently, oh, it needs also the reset. So go back and reset. Actually, let's take this off and reset. Alright, so it's not moving. Apparently it didn't record. Ah, yeah, of course, this is suffering a bone constraint, so it's like that. No local coordinates transforms. I'd have to find it manually. Alright. That's a bit the easiest way, right, folks? So there we go. Yeah, so that will be it. So for this one, I must be careful with the, so this is the, what is that? Hips leverage, alright? So turned on, it goes there. Let's go there, turn it off. Oh, actually need to go to the, this would be the end frame, right? So do I have the, no, screencast, so you can see what I'm doing. So here, turn on, we got that stuff. No, we got slash to cursor. Turn off, we just need to match there on that keyframe. Then we go back, and then we turn this off. Yes, reset. It's already turned off, and there we go. Last one, it's just 3. The crotch, I'm not using that, but I could. We could, folks. I want the automation of the crotch to be by default, because I've seen that on a video tour. So I'm sort of that use a bendy bone spline across the leg. I'm not using that, folks, because the problem is that unless the only way for me to use that, yeah, it would take waves from this. However, the only way for me to use this in a safe way, there are two ways actually. Either its waves would be so low that they wouldn't, that because it might not rotate along this, like this stuff, right? Oh, we don't see here, never mind, but you got the idea. The type, the rotation, all this stuff, the leg rotating. So because it will start static from the here and not following this rotation, maybe the tail of the bendy bone spline, the tail, the end handle will follow, but not the start handle. So if on that condition, the only safe way to do that, to integrate with this, would be, in my opinion, to have, I'm conceiving, right, would be to that those waves will be very, very low, because if they aren't of that big bendy bone, it will start taking, this is what I've suffered before I really understand some advanced technique of bendy bones, is that because it won't rotate, that means it won't derotate along this, it will take waves from, very important waves for these bones, which are corrective due to the, not only due to what I'm gonna do here, but due to the fundamental derotation. And so it will be like a thief. It will be taking off valuable analytical waves from this whichever bone here that is analytic corrective method, and that one which is a more would be more a smoother bone corrective method would gradually ruin. The more waves it takes from this analytic corrective method, the more artifacts I'll have back into play, and so this is not optimal. However, another solution, if not having the waves too low for that extra external bendy bone spline, would be that the bendy bone spline would rotate just as this. So the start handle will start by rotating. It doesn't matter so much its positioning. It matters because of the bendiness of its bendy bone, right? But it's not so much about the positioning, it's more about the rotation. So it would rotate along this, right? Probably for both start and end handles. So then it will be a corrective bone, just as the fanny bones here, or the fan bone. So in that case, we can use that, but then I'm not sure the spline skinning, because yeah, it still will hold the interface here, but I'm not sure that would be the best. I haven't ever tried that particular technique in this circumstance that I'm telling. So maybe we can try that. We can try both. And so that will be interesting, folks, but I think it's not necessary. But if this can help, if either of those alternatives can help smoothing out, that can be additional good additional corrective methods. So let's try here, even though maybe I'm not gonna showcase that later, but in another session. But let's put here two more experiments. So it will be big bendy bone spline, low waves, no what this is, a start handle derotation. That means the fan bone. Okay, big bendy bone spline, B bone. What happened to the keyboard? B bone low waves, big bending bone spline, all spline, yeah, both handles, fan bone derotation. Okay, so this doesn't imply low waves. So because if it steals waves from the ratios of the current ratios, it doesn't matter, because it will also do the same correction, derotative correction that these are doing. So that these current deformed bones are doing. Note that these are not doing the derotation. Why? Because the hips, major parts of the hips, if they got that kind of rotation here, it will totally destroy the mesh. Imagine the belly rotating, the buttocks rotating. The buttocks is a little more feasible, but even this, we cannot rotate this like the thigh, right? It's absurd. They don't need that. Maybe they need slightly would perhaps smooth out stuff. So this is an interesting idea that I've never tried. Let's go back. Okay, so but first, okay, I'm making these there. Let me just get this thing, the last one. So it's for the front bending, I have an input, and here I'm making an output from the action editor, right folks? So F curves, no need to adjust manually here by numbers. Very analytical, very dumb, very unpractical. It works, but it's linear. I can even have here non-linear. That means I can have zigzagging, I can have crazy motion here for the, it doesn't need to be linear. So this is bad. There's another reason why this is good. That this is something I never explored, but it will be annoying to be doing this for each one, but could be good. Yeah, ideally this is a good idea to make these into curves, right folks? Right now it's just a linear thing, stupid motion. Yeah, I could make that curve. It would be much more precise. Probably I could give an arc. Talking about an arc, yeah, no, not the time for that, but basically I know how to do that. It would be we could use a how to call that, it could use the motion path, so I could visualize what I'm doing. These don't need to be perfect arcs, they just will give more organicity to the motion. So that's actually very, very interesting, folks. So okay, so we need that. Let's enable, and this is probably wrong, but for now we get Shift S, cursor to selected, then okay, go in the end. We going to Shift S, no, turn off, Shift S, then no need to turn on. Now I go back and I reset. There we go. Okay, now that I have this, all of these are I'm not using, so probably I'm not gonna reactivate this. Maybe it will be just backup. There are a lot of things I could delete to simplify. It's annoying to have junk, old stuff being carried away, along with the rig. Okay, so so what we do now, we need to hold on. We need to, yeah, I'm gonna show the motion path thing, right? So currently this is linear. We see the motion probably is very linear. So if let's go to the middle, maybe it doesn't need to be the middle, but since we are here, so I have a shortcut for motion path. I think it's Control T. I've made it myself. Control T, yeah. So I hope this doesn't lag. In range, yes. Scene frame range, heads, what is, yeah, from the head, I think. Alright, so here is the, we see, I gotta go to this. The problem here is that, yeah, I'd like it to be curving exactly, oh, I can do that, okay, so I use normal, so I just change this. I think that, yeah, so, but that's stupid, right? So why not do something like that, right? So that'll be better, right? And I'm not gonna rotate. Whoa. Okay, the rotation is a bit bizarre, so maybe not the rotation, oh, we see that there is some, okay, let's do it manually. We don't care. This is the belly leverage, so we can sort of try to find out what is better. It lags a little, but too many frames there, right? For Mercury, but that, okay. So Alt T, let's clear this. We don't need them if they lag this. Yeah, it's so here. We are going to Control T, same thing. I'm in the middle. Let's see what we need for. Maybe that. I don't know exactly which kind of curve would be good, but this doesn't seem. The idea would be to use this curve to improve the mesh as it deforms, but this is very tedious, right? So it's just a small tweak, right? I'm not, so let's Alt T, Control, no, not this one, this one. So we got here, this you see is a very large motion, and we could probably get something. Let's see. So yeah, so that's nice. Maybe I can, oops, wrong keyframe. Let's get here. So I can control it. Yeah, I know about 2D animation, so this is very intuitive for me. So you can, if I did that, I will concentrate waves there, and so this will be a slow out and a fast in. No. In, because it's the beginning, so it's a fast out, slowing. I'm not sure exactly, that's too confused, but you see, the idea is that, oh, it's fasting, okay, so it's fast, actually this is fast, it's not the opposite, so fast out, fast, okay, slow out, it starts slow, and it starts, you see, by the distance of the small points, small dots, which are frames. So, and here I'm on a keyframe, and so it starts to, oh, there's a small, okay, so there's a, actually here it's slowing out, it's slowing, right, as it reaches the end, but it's fastening as it starts going to the middle. So I can do that, or the inverse here, depending on what I need. What I need now is not any of this, it's just too subtle, doesn't matter. These are not even, these are corrective methods, right? This is not even for, so of course here we don't see the motion of the thigh. So this is a bit bizarre that I don't see that, so maybe how would I will handle that? Can I stack animations? anyways, we made this stuff except for this one. Let's give it also some yeah, let's Alt T, Control T. This maybe I need to retake. Anyways, the last one, let's see, maybe this is going too far. We don't need that, it's taking too much consuming. So here we have, of course we need to work all this in sync with the rest, so this is why. So this will be the end position. I can, here, yes, here I want to rotate, I want to do also after. It doesn't matter the motion that I do because these are already derotated, so these are extra developments. So maybe I need to push them up. Let's see from front view. Don't see very, oh, there's really, so this is probably what we need to change here, so let's not do that. Here I'd like to have these bones to I need some volume reference because it's very hard. So this is very good because I am on an output solving of, yeah, of the mesh. I just have to pose these whatever way and see until I find the ideal. So here no more input based stuff, so I can do that forever. It doesn't matter here too much the final results in terms of perfectionism, because the problem is that my mesh I didn't finish to work on it, so I don't need to be perfectionist here like I would normally. I like the ideal shapes doesn't need to be too, just an approximation for me is nice now, because anyways I'm gonna retake that later as I change the mesh on the rest position. But I want to at least have this thing good. Okay, so here I have this problem because I cannot really shape the middle ones with that if the leg doesn't move. So I'm not sure how I can handle this back and forth. But at least for the final pose, this is the final pose for this action, so at least for this I know what I need to develop here. But I can change this. So what is this? This is the, yeah, okay, so this is the belly leverage system, so you can play with that. Not considering rotations, but maybe since we can, so this is that should be good. Yeah, rotation helps a lot sometimes, so subtle rotations. Let's go wild here. This helps a lot actually. And we don't have to, yeah, let's even use a generic rotation. Why am I being conservative about the power of this stuff? It's much easier doing this with a, you see, with a, when we are an output, it's much more intuitive. So let's go. So this should, okay. Then here I'm not satisfied with, yeah, you see it's still very hard. The wave painting also, it's probably requires some work, and there is still interpenetrations there I cannot totally solve. For the interpenetrations I found a way to check. So basically, no, not this, but this. And so here we can, from the inside of the body, because I have a mirror modifier, it's very easy to visualize. Well, not very easy, but we can see it, although right now I'm having some trouble with those stuff. We need a simpler vision. Yeah, the texture, problem with texture, this is why. So let's try yeah, okay, this is better. There are many ways to handle that, but okay, so here you see the interpenetration of the tide, but very important, we can see that the artifacts are nearly gone. There are some, yeah, artifacts there, but at the same time this is interpenetrating. It's okay to hide something sometimes, but yeah, this is let's see, I think we can improve that shape here. Yeah, this is what? This is the belly leverage. No, I'm not touching that from here. This is the hips leverage. So what about, now this is more to the side, so it's not, maybe I can try to push it inwards, and so to avoid, I could have split the camera and see. So here at the top, I don't have a top here, so it's like more the rotation. This is dangerous because this is very strong and moves everything. Yeah, and see, it's not good on the other side, but if the problem is this bone is not keyframe, so I shouldn't. Fanny pelvis. Oh, I've made all those motion here. Okay, so let's go back. Reset. This was already reset. All right, and then for the middle, yeah, let's get some. Let's save. No, I think this is already done. So let's hide this, this, and Control T. This might be sluggerish. Yeah, for this one, let's just get some. This is a bit annoying to do here because if I keep posing them, maybe at some time I make some crossing motion there that would so okay, turn that off, delete actually this stuff. Let's go back to the last one. So because as I move, maybe I make some, they go on zigzag, I don't know, because I don't have the reference right now. What is this shape here? I don't know what's this thing. Oh, it's some lighting. Okay, some reflection, nothing to be scared about. Maybe some shading. Alright, so the type here could get some. So you see the artifact is there, is really in the, as it really near the interface with where there's a interpenetration, right? So the belly could we can push the belly more, right? It will be, but we can rotate, maybe rotation will help. Oh, and I don't have, yeah, so I think this could be interesting, but again, this would mean, okay, we'll do that, yeah. So grotesque way, so this will be like stronger. I think this was the original derotation that I have, so this time we're gonna reinforce it somewhere like here. So because we see that the interpenetration was too much, it's still quite a lot, but as soon as I perhaps get more waves over the type, maybe I can improve this thing. So for now I see that I can manage a lot of the problem. I don't think I need to solve all the interpenetration. Yeah, there's still a lot, but it's like, let's imagine the mesh is touching, nothing too big about that. The most important thing is that whatever artifact that appears, if it appears, it looks more natural than not. Basically, the only artifact, we see that curve there, the mesh is making curving, but it's a place here we see a little, but it's not a place that it looks slightly natural, so that's not too bad. That's acceptable actually. The worst of the artifact has gone. I'm not sure how to solve that exactly, because it's a gigantic curve over the mesh, so it's natural that it does that actually. It's just that it's been doing inside. So here it's a bit strange though. Oh, this is the bone. Alright, so we need to see what can... Let's be careful about the volume. And let's see. Okay, this seems to help. Then this... Alright. Some crazy rotations were here. That is good. Maybe more into that direction. Yeah, that's pretty smooth already. And we can use other... Oh, artifact. Here I see very well. So how can we... It's very... The difficult part is indeed this complex system is that indeed those tiny details we have to be doing, like, and the volume loss here on the top of the type. The fact that these are bendy bones, they have these orientations, right? It makes that it might be a bit, you see, their shapes are all bizarre. Maybe this is the result of doing this just by the looks, right? So bendy bone splines, they can be very, but if the shapes are doing good, then I really don't care about this. If we used perhaps another system like regular deformed bones, just as this, well, that could work too. Maybe it's easier, but we lose this continuum. So in my experience, it's, yeah, it can work. It can be smooth. It can be smooth, but it's, I don't know. I kind of like bendy bone splines. But that would be another experiment to investigate. Like, not so much as experiment. I mean, we know that it works. I know that it works. Maybe you know too. But those are things that are to compare, right? What is easier? What are the pros and cons? So regular deformed bones. Funny bones. So instead of bendy bone spline sequence. Yeah, instead of profile bendy bone spline sequence. All right, so so maybe it would be much easier, right, Just I'm doing like this, right? So just pose, rotate, whatever. And the deforms these are doing are actually good, right? So I have experience with that on a tutorial that I've made for pelvis rigging years ago. So it works. It works. It's just that what I'm doing. Okay, and also this was wrong. So let's. I hope I didn't. Okay, so must be very careful about the. Okay, so in principle, usually what would like to have is to be able. I cannot do that, right? But if I, well, maybe I can. Yeah, if we could push this leg to the front, right, so it doesn't glue so much into the belly, right, so into the it would be interesting if that bone also had more waves there, although it makes not too much sense, but in terms of interpenetrations it could help slightly, but that's fine. Okay, so we end up for the front bending with this kind of this is not good to check. So right now I really want to find how can I alright, this is not the case. Let's turn this off. Let's alright, so we have, so are those actions working? It's enabled. I don't see them moving though, so it's strange. I'm still struggling to, I suspect is this after original that is causing this, so it's just like I don't see my bendy bones doing what neither the other bones, right? So it's like it's not really working. Something is missing. So oh, they don't have the, these don't have the action these have. So okay, so what I need to do is, and anyways it's not working yet, so we just get this, Control C, Control, this is copy attributes add-on, so copy action. Now we get it. Let's put it to the front because that is the what is gonna prevail. The other are just legacy input oriented transformation technique for this automation, corrective armature deform automation. So this is input based, and what I was doing with the action bone constraint on the action, it's currently only one action, but we need to make others. So this is output based. We just pick the bone, place it somewhere, and there it is. Of course we need to play with all that, but yeah, that works. So this is a problem now because I need to base leg bending. What is this? Yeah, let's a good exaggeration there. I can delete this. Okay, this is have the inward bending. So, but this is old. I'm not sure I can trust that, so I'm gonna delete. I don't know why it's not delete. So hair test, I think this is old too, so it's gonna delete. Then also, yeah, it's physics. Leg bendings here also a lot of. So here we have a front bending, then we have a back bending, then we have side, yeah, and a lot of stuff. So inward bend. So this is more complete, but same thing. I'm not sure I can trust that. So let's this I think I have deleted. After I load, they would disappear. So here the body seems to be not reset. She seems to be slightly bent backwards with the neck. Maybe it's just a slight mistake, but I think there's a wrong pose here for the body. Let's see on the bone manager. We go in here. Let's okay. Oh, I'm saving this. Yeah, let's. Okay, yeah, there's something wrong. It's one of those actions. Okay, anyways, I hope I didn't save anything wrongly. Okay, so how can I check this for the action, right? So currently we see that it's not working. All the forms. Okay, we need that and that. Fine. We see it's pretty good, right? Like, yeah, it's not ideal, but when do you get a cartoon that does that in out of 1,000 humanoid rigs? And the good news, folks, yeah, this is sort of tedious or hard work, but still, right? But it's not really challenging, right? When we got a system, advanced system that works like that, I mean, analytic artifacts countering solutions like these, then we are able to solve crazy stuff like that. Like it's not like it's not like a super hard problem anymore. It's still a hard problem in the sense that we still have a bit of hard work to do here and trial and error, but it would be a really hard problem if we didn't have tools. So actually, in a conversation rigging stuff, someone mentioned that the twist bone, which usually twists on the y-axis, right? The twist feature, bendy bones, or just the twist bones that used to mimic the twisting feature of bendy bones, for a forearm, for example, the wrist, the forearm interaction, all those, the twisting feature of the twist bones, for example, or actually even bendy bones that twist, that are this sorry, can be used to solve the twist candy wrapper artifact. That means that basically fan bones are twisting feature, which exactly is the y-axis rotation, very analytic. It's equivalent in terms of analytic corrective method, armature deform corrective method, or corrective armature deform method in Blender. So they are both equally analytical, except that the fan bones system, it's based on x and z-axis rotations of the deformed bones, which cause artifacts and other kind of artifacts, right? Volume loss and other crazy stuff. I think it can be generalized to volume loss, but there are other names I don't know right now, don't remember right now. And the candy wrapper artifacts is what happens when we twist the mesh on the y-axis rotation only. And so that is what the twist feature can, from twist bones or even bendy bones, they can detwist. So they can analytically avoid direct countering input to that exact rotations axis by axis, right? Except the twist bone is just for the y-axis and the fan bone is for two axes, z and x axis. So this is the difference between them, but they are analog, they are similar in the sense they are very exacting or precise analytical corrective bones. or corrective armature deform technique. So okay folks, so I now have to find out why I cannot just have this animation playing on the when I go to the action bone constraint. Oh, that means that I'd have to okay, let me think. It means I need to have this keyframe animation for the foot there, on this place. Yeah, because these are just the corrective bones. So if I go to my animation, which I need to check, what I have here is just, yeah, I have a foot. I don't have, even that is not posed, so just this foot. Apparently yes. Of course I have other, no, but they don't appear. Yeah, it's just the foot, so in this case, so I could, this means I need to get this foot, redo the animation and bring that there. Okay, that would be smart. So let me redo this animation, folks. So because I've animated that based on that 50, I'll try to maintain that, right folks? So let's try to bring these keyframes there, but first I need to correct this. So I start with that, then we have this, that is the maximum. We go even slightly more, because why not? Then it goes, why I have the double here, why it doesn't reach the, oh, I'm not saving. Alright, so this, let's improve that, even though it's an exaggeration. Yeah, let's improve that. Alright, then this, then here we are back, so let's make sure it's reset. Then we have, we can bring that here. This won't make any difference, the rotation, just for aesthetics. So here, let me get something like that. Bring that back. So where's the 50? Yeah, we want here. Oh, the 50 goes back, so now I'm confused. I've animated this to, yeah, so let's do something even more precise, just for simplicity. So F10 would be here, then this would be here. It will be very fast, but I think it will be okay. Better to have more keyframes, but so it will, but I'm not sure. 10 keyframes for me is a lot, so in terms of corrective method, how much keyframes I have in this thing? Why I'm using 18? Let's do 24. Okay, let's say that's enough here. Then this is the maximum, and then it goes back to 30. Alright, so maximum 20. I have to revise all those bone constraints. Then same thing here, it starts moving okay, 40. Alright, this is acceptable. Then we go 50 here. That's an exaggerated pose, but we can go more. Yeah, that's good. For me, I think this is fine to have this exaggeration. If we can solve that, then should be fine. It's a bit dangerous to have, but I think we can solve that. And provide it's good for the other two. Like this, provided it still works well on this pose, right? Then from here, the idea would be to go back to, so let's duplicate this. Alright, so it's back to normal. And then from here, let's get a 70, which will be okay, I'm gonna delete whatever is here because I think it's not good. So I don't know what will be an ideal animation for this kind of thing, but let's try this. I'll have to solve something more or less like this. Yeah, this is acceptable to try to solve that. We can have bent leg, doesn't, but I want to be more straight, so yeah, the thigh, I mean, so that's good. Let's go back again here, so it returns to the center, and then we can go halfway or something like that maybe, and so this is not, yeah, it's not exactly halfway, but we can do that. And then here we try to exaggerate the side bending. And sure, we don't need to have the leg extended, we can get something, but the leg extended made some interesting orientation. So yeah, we have the leg extended, but we want even more. We want yeah, let's see. Okay, let's try this. That's pretty fine. And then let's this is already 100. Then the idea here as let's try to reach here for a diagonal. Yes, something like that. Here's where a twist bone, twist feature would be nice for the shin. I should probably improve that at some point. So here, should I go back to the... let me get more, right? This is delicate, so I want to be sure that what I'm doing will be good. So I need to do this in a very obsessive method. So let's bring these to the... So this will be like as it was going back to the, you see, but not totally, right? Just an approximation. Then I diagonal, okay. Then I want to go back to here directly, so this is faster, shouldn't matter too much. Okay, the animation doesn't broke too much. And then I want to do this diagonal up, sort of thing like that. But maybe I'll be, yeah, doesn't need to be, let's see, yeah, I'll try not to need to move it's automated, the knee pole target but on this animation, but it would be ideal, right? But we can do that, and oh, the pole target is here actually. Okay, so here we can, I've just changed the, you see, the orientation of the knee slightly, so this is good. And from this, let's try to approach these as we did for the back, so some sort of yeah, so this is very similar to the first bending, and then from here we can just restart. So just get here and bring to this. Ah, yes. Okay, so the inward bend don't have those features of, maybe it should, so of going, you know what, let's do something here. Let's do something important. I want to have this thing bend inwards with the also going like front. Yeah, actually this will be way more complicated, because there will be this, then this. Okay, let's do that. Let's do some halfway here. That never thought about this pose. So then we in this while rigging this character, I mean, let's try this. So I can't, it refused. I would need to change the, yeah, so that'll be that. So now I've just created this thing, and this is bad, so let's I said I didn't want to, so let's reset here. Let's go back and reset. Okay, it continues. Then from here we want to reset, right? So this is just a special, I needed it there absolutely. And then it's not ended. I want this to bring it back to that position here on let's make a lot of space on 100. So these we're nearly finishing. Yeah, so here on Shift D 100. So let's snap. I'm using the F shortcut. I think I've created that myself. There's already a snap, and then we gonna do the same thing at 100, but the opposite direction. So this back, not totally yet, something like that, just because, yeah, seems I want to investigate this position slowly, try to understand it, and then finally at here we might require to, yeah, so here I'm not gonna push this to the all limits, but I want to have it slightly more strength, and here we're gonna change this, gonna push the knee here. Here we're gonna rotate the foot in a way that okay, we could do that, could be that. So the leg is this, I'm not sure, even sure this is a very valid position. It should be, but it must be kind of hard to get, even, yeah, it's quite exaggerated. Looks like we can do something else here. No, where is the, okay, so now it's more aligned, but I'm failing to get what I really want. Okay, fine. So now it, yeah, now it seems more aligned. So we got this maybe slightly up. Okay, got this. So then we go back. I have two poses here. This is the okay, one of them is wrong, so I need to copy from this here. I think I'm doing something wrong. I hope I didn't. Okay, so after is side bending, right? So that's correct, side bending here, and then we already know what's going. So here is this. Okay, I want here 110. So we see that I want to reset this knee. No, where's the knee? Here. Reset. And here also perhaps reset. We are not using the knee, so it will be like that. This point keyframe is just a special position of the knee, so it goes to the special position of the knee, and then it ungoes, go back to the static, to the original where it is automated anyways. Then it follows the automation, but it follows the what I want, and then here it go back to the. Okay, so here that should be, looks like, okay, so we need to move here on some oh, I see, they are displaced. Yeah, annoying thing. Let's try to I need to move this frame by frame. Why you can see it's hard to get this thing. Okay, so apparently I'm getting wrong frames there. Not exactly the frame that I'm not sure, right? So I can snap. Yeah, they are one frame wrong. One frame wronged. Let's try to. And I cannot snap everything, otherwise this is strange. So anyways, oh, now they seem to. Okay, now let's do one by one, right? So I think this is because of my 24 frames. It forced to have more frames in between here for some sort of complicated stuff from timelines. Okay, so now I think this is correct, except this we want for the last frame. Of course, get this knee, we reset, and there we go. Wow. Finally, so saved. This is still just the left. We will sort of mimic it when we start to resymmetrize for the other side, but that will be like an end thing to be done. The action here. So all this because I needed for the action to have, oops, because I wanted everything in order to make the action. So of course all this action, now I can bring these keyframes. Can I control C that? Okay, it has, yeah, 2020. We go to from pelvis. Actually this is, oh, I can use the same action for all stuff, right? I didn't know that. Okay, learning. So here folks, apparently if I just paste that, alright, but why stuff are doesn't seem correct. Well, this is correct, but what this is doing here? Why this is before the why I have, maybe I copied stuff on top of some bone and that, yeah, some, but I cannot create. What is that? Okay, this is crazy. Maybe I need to be on, yeah, so let's see. We don't have the actual, yeah, I'm copying the keyframes into the wrong bones, so maybe I need to select and copy. No, copy, no, paste, flip, no. How to bring keyframes from another channel into, alright, it shouldn't be, I need this channel, so maybe I need to pause that first. Yeah, let's, okay, so I have this. Let's go back to my other action. Let's try this. Control C. This is very amateurish because I'm not so familiar with keyframe stuff. So can I, oh, that worked. Okay, if I do one by one, that works. So here I just need some adaptation because I've changed. So this is from 0 to 10, so you need to bring this into the middle and bring this into the 20. And so now the corrective stuff, yeah, it's not perfect because the bone constraints, let's save on a new file here, folks. So today is day 11 and we are going to, yeah, let me change this. Instead of H, it will be I. Okay, so how I organize myself at the moment. So here we got some strange deforms there. We can fix them rapidly, but we are going to do what? We are going to, okay, so this is not, this is pelvis left, and maybe at some point I could include the pelvis right. I don't know, because then they'll have just more keyframes. It will be bizarre. It will be easier if I just have a right and then they are just left and right change of target. Otherwise I'll have to change this data. So what I'm gonna do here is, so no more front, and all the actions that I want for these deforms of the pelvis are here, pelvis regions. So here, hip stiff joint, right, folks? And then we go back to the, let's unselect this just in case. I find all this very suspicious. So things can go wrong. So here we have, okay, let's get the action stuff, right? So action bone constraints, they are here, 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 and here. I'm gonna change them all at once. So that will be, this will be the same. We want the end to be at 20. So I'm holding Alt, and there we go. So this one we don't want anymore, because here I think I might delete one by one. Oh, did I delete from, okay, let's just check if this is okay. Okay, that has changed. We still have the transformation bone constraint, but at this point I have just saved another file. Really, this, I've concluded that, yeah, goodbye. Oh, no, the back, not the back bending, just the, yeah, okay, let's go back. Maybe I have deleted, okay, this is front bending, we don't want. We already have that action. that into the action. We don't want this. This I'll keep just as a reference. This is the for the back bending only. When the leg bends back, then something for the leverage buttocks happen. We're gonna just use this as a reference. You see buttocks leverage. The buttocks is leveraged up, while on the front bending it is leveraged down, but not from this thing. So I'm just gonna use this as an immediate reference. Here we see that we don't have any more. So these actions, I really don't need to be looking at them because everything seems to be set correctly. Well, except for the name of the action. So that will be action pelvis left alt. Wait, alt hold, so change for all of them, right? Okay. We are going to reduce that. This is back. Again, we are checked. This is the only thing. This is the only thing. Now for this, unfortunately we cannot collapse or decollapse with alt. It's not working. Should someone mention about that? This copy, yeah, this is all stuff. I'm still trying to find the optimal solution there. And okay, so I have a lot of work to do, but the good news is that this is sort of working steadily. It's not any kind of corrective method that is very too hard to, it's kind of satisfying. And then we see that the actions don't seem to be happening. Otherwise these bones will be all distorted, which will be the correct thing. I just have made the front bending, so why the actions are not maybe I have done something wrong. Okay, so this is not the final form, folks. This is the final form, so we see how they need to be changing. So there seems to be some excessive volume formation here. Let's try to, I need that. Let's move that here. Let's then get here, and also, yeah, it's mostly here. Let's try to, okay, this looks fine. And here maybe, yeah, so the cool stuff, it's really easy to solve stuff, to very direct. The back bending I'm not solving yet, but I'm concerned about why I fail to understand why the action bone constraints, which are enabled when I go back to the main action, which is actually why even I'm using this action if I have the action from the bone constraint. I started this as a main action, but it's useless if I have the action of the helper system here. It already represents the other, right? So maybe I'm making everything more complicated because I'm using this stage. So let's save this as a, okay, I'm gonna save that as J. I'm gonna give that other a action backup, like, yeah, action backup for action, whatever, not open, just changing name. So I on the J file, I'm going to, I don't want that. Let's open the file again. I hope they are deleted. What is this? This didn't got deleted. So for some reason, okay, let's delete them from the options here. Therefore it's Blender file actions. I know it's somewhere here. Okay, so I don't want that. I don't want anything here. Delete. So we just have this remaining action for now, and that, and then we go back to view layers. So now I have this, and in principle here everything is working. I just must make sure if they will work if I cancel this. Let's say that I pause here. This should activate the bones on their actions, but it doesn't seem to be working. Just to facilitate, let me do this. So it's not working, and I don't know why. I shouldn't need to. They're not getting automated for some reason. So I suspect it's the something about the action bone constraint that I set up wrongly, so that I didn't understand. So by default it's after original split channels. So I shouldn't need to keyframe in order, but we're gonna reset in order to have the activation. Oh, the bones are moving. Hold on. Yeah, they are moving. After I keyframe, at least the big ones, and they don't have... So why the small ones are refusing to... It's sometimes difficult to check. Yeah, they seem very organized, the little ones, so it's like only these ones are working and not the bendy bones. So, and I copy exactly the same actions. So now let's see if I delete the keyframes and pause manually. Okay, this is taking too much space. Let's see. Okay, they are automated. The big bones there, but not. Something is weird. Let's go back here. You see, it's clear that the bendy bones are not so clear. Maybe it's not so clear. What happened that I thought it was... Okay, so you see that it's curvy there, while in the beginning it is not. Yeah, there are some strange curves, so maybe the last times I've detwisted them on many ways. Yeah, we see the twisting here. Let's go back to a... So if I get here and move this up, we see that these other bones are moving. These splines barely seem as twisted as they looked before. Yeah, there is... It's like they didn't finish the motion. It's like I needed to do this on Okay, let's keyframe that. Again, I need to, and let's reset that. Let's go here. No, this spline seems to be pretty untouched. Yeah, they seem to have some amount of... No, they seem to be working, but it seems like it looks like they didn't reach what they should reach. So maybe I forgot something about the action bone constraint. Let's check. Start. Start 0 and oh wait, hold on. Sorry folks, this is, I find so confusing action ball constraints because of but it's powerful, so it worth learning at this point, because I'm tired of the input based systems and lagging on other solutions. So here, in principle, could it be that my maximum is wrong? No, my maximum can't be wrong. This is the approximate value that is good enough. So could it be that here, now 20, yeah, 20 is the right. So alright, let's delete that. Let's go back here. It's as if, okay, and let's try to, maybe there's a bug here that I suspect. Okay, so let's get here. Let's, what is this? No, this is for the other side. This will be always on my way if I don't hide them at once. Alright, so here so we got to get, okay, they are open. After original, okay, this is what I've done, but, and this is after original. Okay, so let's change all that to the before original. Maybe this will kind of help. Gonna reopen that. Wait, why I saved? Why it didn't save? Okay, it's good. So let's go here. So they are working, and still the bendy bone splines don't seem to be answering. Oh, they are. Okay. The best thing I could do, I save. I'm gonna do something crazy here. Let's say yeah, let's do something crazy here, and if that doesn't help, then I don't know, I'll have to investigate. So let's not save, right? Let's not use this thing. And now if this is correct, it should cause, yeah, so they are answering. Alright, it is working. It's just hard to see, and but it's working. So strangely enough, oh, I think it's again the rotation. I have sometimes when I pose, I have hard time to rotate with the same way as I rotate there. So there's something about the okay, yes, it's like it's slightly less when I rotate from here. It's like something is, because this is based on the x-axis rotation of the type. So that means that let's try to do something here. Oh yes, oh yes. So no, it's not possible. The axis is here, so it rotated a lot. X-axis of the type, yeah, it's there. So to do that, more x rotation should mean this, yeah, like slightly bent inward. So this is a complication I'm having because of the orientation here. Maybe I can solve that with some improvements on the I-key relation, or just maybe something I'm not still trying to fix. I did some improvement on that already, but there's still something missing, so this is something I need to, it's not relevant here. It's annoying, but at least I know that this is causing the rotation not to be that, it's hard to match what I'm doing here sometimes, but the actions are happening, so that's a good news. So nothing is critical. It's just some technical retakes that must be done at some point. So yeah, I kind of like the mesh, how it's looking like right now for this character, but of course if we go back to our shading with again the always compositing, it's also cool. So at this point we haven't concluded, right? But the shapes are getting good, and more. We have tons of actions to do, but we are getting into practice, and it is working. So we mostly finished the first one. Yeah, it's mostly okay. Then we need to solve the back one. I've already solved it like spontaneously, but I've lost the progress. I was trying to do something crazy which complicated everything. I tried to made with transformation bound constraints this one, while these ones with the action bound constraint, and what happens that I had hard time to handle both ways of doing this simultaneously, so it sort of splitted. So I need to be on the action with this one, inside the action, and here I needed to be, I think need to be on outside the action. It was hard to do everything simultaneously because this doesn't need keyframes. The input method doesn't need keyframes. I mean for saving and while the action bound constraint need keyframes. So it was a complete mess, and I figured out in time, oh no, this is waste. If you just do it input based or output based, it's much simpler, right? Why mix stuff, right? So all output based is more organic like fashion, and that was what I found out as I was experimenting. So one thing that I should fix here, let's fix this thing at once. So I want this to be spatial orientation. Since they are here, let's just bring them near the thigh, the base of the thigh. They'll give some idea of so they'll be very strict motion. They are really aligned with the bone, right? I want to match the what is happening to this bone? It was not selected correctly. Okay, so here, so these are mapping the volume. Probably maybe if I give the, yeah, I see what's happening. I selected just a joint of it and not the bone itself. So yeah, this is not very precise, but if I change this to some sort of viewport display on pose mode, get them to some sort of this went into the buttocks. This is too close. Let's bring this stuff a little more here. Yeah, it will be better. Let's see here. Okay, this is better. All right. You see how the thigh is displaced from mechanically where it should be. So this is the very confusing thing. So of course this is not corrected yet, so this is also what needs correction. Not only artifact, but of course this is artifacts related, of course, all this displacement of the volumes and volume loss and whatever. So this is why this can be relevant. So here, let's bring that here. This, again, wrong selection. Again, wrong selection. And finally that, it's an approximation. It just gives some interesting visualization of stuff. Then what I need here on pose mode, right, we're gonna give them some empty cubes, maybe. Yes, empty cubes. All of them. Okay, for some reason Alt worked. We can, let's say, they seem to be, this color now is not helping me, so let me change that. Yeah, this is better to visualize. Then let's change this to, yeah, let's get some smaller value here. This is okay, better. Yes, no more. This is enough. Here the custom shape doesn't appear, and they seem to be too big, so let's try to, the orientation doesn't matter. Okay, so they are a bit too tiny now. Let's also change here their V-bone scale. Let's go back here and let's reset these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this seems correct. Okay, good. And So what we still need to do here, folks, I'll take a break, but we are gradually solving it. So the next action that I'm gonna do is the back bending. I'm gonna solve this horrid thing. We will totally solve this. It will. We already know it works, and it's kind of not say easy, but it's quite. It's very feasible. Although in the beginning it might be. Oh no! I have to face this. I know how annoying it is, but with this method, it's mostly much easier to do. But we will start in the correct way. So the correct way means, yes, so this is hips leverage, this is something belly leverage, this is the buttocks leverage, so this is be very important. See, with some rotation we can solve it easily, and then we'll adjust the other ones slowly and gradually until we get the good shapes. There is the possibility that we might need additional bones. Yeah, okay, not gonna play that. Additional bones in that area, but no, I'll try to do only with that. And that's it, folks. Play this color here on the actions. Okay, never mind. We are going to play here, and that will be our next actions. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoy. See you soon. I think today I'm gonna continue because I want to complete this as soon as I can. I want to a new challenge now. This is like I'm already learning action bone constraint for corrective method. So yes, finally I'm getting this method into my toolkit, right? So the good stuff. It's just a bit annoying to set up all those things, but after we get the practice, it seems really good. Did I change these things that I'm not sure how they work? Just check. Yeah, I changed after original split channels. It was after, so I don't know, maybe this is the default is better. So we'll keep that. If I have any problems regarding that, I'll do more research, but that seems fine. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon and take care. Happy blending.